Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Hey guys, Rob Dew from Infowars.com, and the subject of today's report is something that anybody out there who's ever been online or ever commented on a story or ever put anything online has experienced, and that's trolls. No, I don't mean those trolls.
Trolls. I hate trolls. Look! Trolls!
Miserable, no good, robbing trolls.
That's right, the trolls that Willow hates and that Thorn Oakenshield called miserable, no good robbing. It's the trolls that live in the basement of their parents and eat Hot Pockets and do nothing but comment on the things that other people are doing out there when they themselves have no life of their own.
What if we run out of food? Don't worry, I have that covered. Ma'am?
Yes, hon?
More Hot Pockets!
So why am I doing this in front of the entertainment wall? Well, I find trolls a big source of entertainment. Pretty much everybody here at Infowars, we kind of like our trolls. They come to us every day, they give us lots of laughs. I mean, it's really entertaining to watch the trolls, so that's why I'm doing this in front of the entertainment wall, just to let you know.
Oh, there's more where that came from.
But I'm not just going to talk about the ones that live in their parents' basement and the tactics they use. I'm going to talk about the ones that are actually paid for by governments to go out there and change public opinion and put disinformation out, to confuse you. So the issue's always clouded, so you never know who to trust or who's right or who's wrong. That's right, we're going to really discuss trolls today.
What is it? Trolls.
But today we're going to start with the death of a troll, or an alleged troll, we could say. That's right, this is out of London AFP. Death of British troll sparks debate over internet bile. The death of a British woman accused of a vicious campaign of online abuse against the parents of Madeleine McCann has ignited a debate over the growing scourge of internet trolls. Brenda Leyland was found dead in a hotel room earlier this month after being confronted by Sky News over her alleged trolling of Kate and Jerry McCain, whose 3-year-old daughter went missing in Portugal in 2007. Using the Twitter handle @SweepyFace, the 63-year-old reportedly posted thousands of hate-filled messages about the couple. So at 63, this alleged troll doesn't quite fit the profile of what a normal troll would be. Most trolls are preteen to early 20s, male, or really disgruntled females, and once again, live in their parents' basement.
More Hot Pockets!
But she is part of the new breed of troll, the one that doesn't really put out any information or even tries to make an argument in their favor. No, it's just one that viciously attacks over and over again. And even the old school trolls, they're getting mad. Here's an article from Vice magazine. OG internet trolls are upset their hobbies being ruined. There are plenty from this old guard still lurking around the online undergrowth who consider antagonizing and upsetting people in clever ways over the internet to be an art form, a calling even. They see trolling as a basic form of political protest and something that can benefit society. And they are frustrated that it's being debased by idiots who send racist abuse to celebrities and athletes from anonymous Twitter accounts. In fact, this online abuse and vicious attacking has gotten so bad that countries and even states here in the United States are considering making it illegal. Now, that's a crackdown on the First Amendment, and that's something we don't like. And it's like I always say to my kids, if somebody's calling you names, what do? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never, ever, ever hurt me. They can't do it. So let's get back to these laws. Arizona legislature passes internet censorship bill to make trolling illegal. Many experts have argued that the internet has turned into a lawless wasteland where knowledge enters and ignorance exits. The Arizona State Legislature on Monday passed an internet censorship bill that extends telephone harassment laws to the internet and other means of electronic communication. The legislation aims to put an end to cyberbullying and states that virtually anything said online that the state deems offensive can be a punishable offense. Law enforcement officials will be able to charge internet lawbreakers with a Class 1 misdemeanor, which is punishable by a $2,500 fine and up to 6 months in jail. The real scary part of that is anything that the state deems offensive. Well, that could be anything. What if you don't like a certain holiday that they celebrate in that state? What if you criticize a certain politician? Well, that could be offensive. And then they could come after you. A quick look in Australia's internet trolling laws. The Criminal Code, Part 10.6, regulates internet services, and some of the areas that the part encompasses are child abuse, child pornography, as well as using a carriage service to menace, harass, or cause offense to an unreasonable person, as stated in Part 10.6, Division 474.17. So they're lumping in child abuse and pornography with saying something that's offensive. That's really scary. So pedophiles could get the same thing as somebody who just is a troll. Wow. In England, it's even worse. Cyber bullies could face 2 years in jail under new internet troll rules. People convicted of cyberbullying and text message abuse could face up to 2 years in prison under plans backed by the government. And this just came out in March of 2014. But with England, they've always been going after people's free speech. In fact, in 2002, we covered this article. This is out of the BBC News. Columnist arrested over race speech. Robin Page, 61, a farmer and countryside campaigner, was questioned over remarks he made at a fair in Frampton in Severn, Gloucestershire. Several people complained to police about his speech, which he allegedly said, supporters of the traditional country way of life should be given the same rights as blacks, Muslims, and gays. The Daily Telegraph columnist was subsequently arrested on suspicion of committing public order offenses by breaching Section 18 of the Public Order Act. So England's always been going after people and their free speech, but now they're going to start coming after it on the internet, and other places around the world and even here in the United States are joining in. But let's look at something that's even weirder than that, and that is government paid trolls. These are people who are paid for by corporations and other governments to mislead the public or kind of guide them in a certain direction. First article is out of The Atlantic, the Kremlin's troll army, and it states, Anton Nosk, a popular Russian blogger and programmer who is sometimes referred to as the father of the Russian internet, says the Kremlin is falling back on a time-honored strategy in its propaganda war on Ukraine. But this time he says the stakes are higher than ever before. BuzzFeed reports that at least one trolling company, Internet Research Agency in St. Petersburg, is expected to spend more than $10 million in 2014 alone. So what is the typical life of a paid government troller?
I hate trolls.
Back in February 2011, a writer for The New Statesman did an interview with a paid government troll. Here's the headline. China's paid trolls meet the 50-cent party. Here's his first question. When and from where did you receive directives for your work? Almost every morning at 9 a.m., I received an email from my superiors, the Internet Publicity Office of the local government, telling me about the news we were to comment on that day. Sometimes it specifies the website to comment on, but most of the time it's not limited to certain websites. You just find the relevant news and comment on it. And then he gives 3 steps that he follows. You receive the task, you search the topic, and you post comments to guide public opinion. He actually says this, to guide public opinion. And he said at least 60 to 70% of the stuff he was given was on a local level, not national, but that's still another 30% to national or other international issues. Can you tell which online comments are by online commentators? Other words, paid government trolls. Because I do this, I can tell you at a glance that there are 10 to 20% out there of the tens of thousands of comments posted on a forum that are made by online commentators. That may not seem like much, but these guys are doing it every day, over and over again, citing different facts to guide people in certain situations. So people are going to see them as relevant sources of information and may even start siding with these guys for certain points. He talks about a case where he was guiding people to not complain about the price of oil rising. And he would come on and say, well, if you're too poor to drive, you shouldn't be driving anyway, to take people away from the argument that why is the price of oil rising and to attack him. Pretty insane stuff there.
Oh, there's more where that came from.
Yes, there are paid government trolls on social media, blogs, forums, and websites. This is by Michael Schneider out of The American Dream. A UK intelligence outfit known as Government Communications Headquarters, through a previously secret unit known as the Joint Threat Research Intelligence Group, has been systematically attempting to control, infiltrate, and manipulate and warp online discussions. Among the core self-identified purposes of JTRIG, or JITRIG, are 2 tactics: to inject all sorts of false material onto the internet in order to destroy the reputation of its targets, and to use social sciences and other techniques to manipulate online discourse and activism to generate outcomes it considers desirable. And it lists several things that they use, including false flag operations, fake victim blog posts, and negative information. All things you've seen out there by the paid government trolls. But here's where it hits home in the United States, and specifically with the Obama administration. Back in 2010, an article uncovered a paper that was written by Cass Sunstein, who was an Obama advisor. And it talks about, instead of calling it government trolling or government paid trolls, they call it cognitive infiltration. Here we go. Sunstein co-authored a 2008 paper titled Conspiracy Theories, in which he wrote, "The existence of both domestic and foreign conspiracy theories, we suggest, is no trivial matter, posing real risks to the government's anti-terrorism policies, wherever the latter may be." They go on to propose that the best response consists of cognitive infiltration of extremist groups, where they suggest, among other tactics, government agents and their allies might enter chat rooms, online social networks, and even real space groups and attempt to undermine percolating conspiracy theories by raising doubts about their factual premise, causal logic, or implication for political action. They also talk about using people from the outside, not seen with the government, but getting them to get in on the debate. Therefore, you could use them as experts and thereby discrediting different conspiracy theories. A good case in point is when Popular Mechanics came out and debunked certain theories about 9/11, where they said it was actually possible for jet fuel and office furniture to completely destroy 2 towers and destroy a 3rd tower that wasn't even hit by a plane. Happens all the time, except that it's never happened only in those 3 cases.
Oh, there's more where that came from.
So these government paid trolls actually camouflage themselves into the certain personas that they make out there, and you actually think these are just regular people, but they're actually being paid to do this. That's the scary thing. In fact, they even have a playbook. They use lots of different tactics, and I'm going to get to those in one second. But here's a case, and this is out of Washington's blog. It's called The Secret Playbook of Internet Trolls, and it talks about how the group Common Dreams caught a troll using different internet usernames to create arguments and create dissent, in their articles. And the troll was identified as a Jewish Harvard graduate in his 30s who was irritated by the website's discussion of issues involving Israel. He posted anti-Semitic diatribes such as Hitler should have finished the job and killed all the Jews using one alias. Then a couple minutes later, he posted an attack on the first poster using a different alias, claiming the criticism of Israel is the same thing as anti-Semitism. Now let's get to the final thing, which is the different tactics that trolls use to create dissent and guide public opinion.
Miserable, no good, robbing trolls.
This is out of Washington's blog, How to Spot and Defeat Disruption on the Internet, 15 Rules of Web Disruption. Number 1, start a partisan divide and conquer fight. Number 2, pretend it's hopeless because we'll all be squashed if we try. Number 3, demand complete, foolproof, and guaranteed solutions to the problems being discussed. You've seen all this out there, and these are the different tactics they use. I'm going to continue on. Number 4, suggest extreme, over-the-top, counterproductive solutions that will hurt more than help. Number 5, and we see this one a lot at Infowars, pretend that alternative media are untrustworthy and motivated solely by money. Number 6, coordinate with a couple of others to shut down reasonable comments. Number 7, use an army of sock puppets. That's the government-paid trolls. Number 8, censor social media. Number 9, when the powers that be cut corners and take criminally reckless gambles with our lives and livelihoods, protect them by pretending that it was an inevitable result. Like no one could have known that the economy was going to collapse in 2008, except all the guys that profited from it. Number 10, protect the rich and powerful by labeling any allegations of criminal activity as being a conspiracy theory. Goldman Sachs gets caught rigging the markets. Hey, let's give them some bailouts because they had no idea it was going to happen. And if you think that those guys are in collusion with other giant banks out there, you're a conspiracy theorist. Number 11, avoid discussing key issues and instead focus on side issues. Number 12, use a straw man. Create a seeming element of your opponent's argument which you can easily knock down and make yourself look good and the opponent look bad. Number 13, hit and run. Make a brief attack of your opponent or the opposite position and then scamper off. Number 14, question motives. Twist or amplify any facet which can be taken to imply that the opponent operates out of a hidden personal agenda or other bias. Like he doesn't want fluoride in the water because he wants our teeth to rot, or because he hates dentists, or anything else like that. Not that it's actually a cancer-causing chemical that we put in our water and actually pay for it, and it comes from industrial hazardous waste. No, that doesn't matter. It's the fact that you don't like dentists or some other BS argument. And the last one, associate opponent charges with old news. So that's taking, say you have a new revelation about something and saying, no, that was already debunked. And that's my troll voice, I guess. I use that a lot around the office. No. Anyway, enough about trolls. That's ways you can identify them. And one way to a solution for this is when you see them using these tactics, just call them out. Hey, you're using number 14 of the troll rulebook. You're using number 3 of the troll rulebook. Let's put trolls in their place. Even though they are entertaining and funny to watch and funny to read about, they do cause damage out there, especially the ones that are government paid. This is Rob Dew with Infowars.com. Don't forget, you can become a member of PrisonPlanet.tv by signing up now, and your subscription can be shared with 11 other people. That's like having 11 Info Warriors for the price of one. Become a member today. Thank you, and we are signing off.
In the past decade, we have witnessed unparalleled scientific discoveries in the area of health. But no one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. DNA Force is one of the most expensive formulas to produce. Some of the ingredients in DNA Force are $12,000 a kilogram. We are using the coveted, patented, only American source of PQQ, CoQ10, and more. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? Well, we're bringing you a total win-win. The ultimate value, cutting-edge, trailblazing game changer that also supports the InfoWar. We have produced a limited run of DNA Force, and it will take up to 12 weeks to produce more once we sell out. Secure your DNA Force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. DNA Force from InfoWars Life.